Welcome back, Cash Club, and man, we got a good one today, man. NBA All Star Weekend, we got to talk about it, man, because it's the same conversation that just kind of pops up every year. NBA All Star Weekend is dead. Worst All Star game ever. Nobody tries anymore. That criticism is valid. I'll give it to you. But here's the part that nobody talks about. Why do we obsess over the NBA All Star Weekend failing when the NFL Pro Bowl has been failing for years, maybe even worse? Why does one league get crushed every February while the other one gets a quiet pass? Let's talk about it, right? So let's break it down. We're going to break down why the NBA All-Star Weekend is actually failing, while the Pro Bowl is arguably way worse, and why the NBA takes all the heat, man. So let's just get into it. We got to understand why the fans are angry now. But you have to understand what the NBA built first. For decades, NBA All-Star Weekend wasn't just an exposition. It was an event. This was the best players in the world. They played hard, competing, and they showed pride. It was just a part of it, right? The All-Star game used to feel like bragging rights. Conference pride, superstar versus superstar. And the weekend was built around it. Dunk contests that felt legendary. Moments that live forever. Performance people still argue about today. The NBA set a bar, and that's important. But, if we're being honest, it's because of this man right here. Kobe Bryant is what said it. Players like him. To Michael Jordan, he carried that torch for people to make it, what it was. I'm just being honest. To me, if I'm being honest with you, I think LeBron ruined it. His class, maybe. He doesn't want to compete in dunk contests. Check. Not playing hard in the games. Check. Him bringing that attitude towards that, check. The Spurs has something to do with load management too, but I'm saying he was a big part of that class. To me, if I'm being honest with you, that's when the All-Star game got ruined. Soon as Kobe left, the All-Star game went down the fucking tubes. It used to be competitive. People watched it. Dunk contests were lit. Once the superstars started turning down the dunk contest, that's when it took a big dip. If we're just being honest. Here's the biggest problem here. There's zero stakes equals zero effort. They're trying to give incentives, but what can you give these multimillionaires? They're getting paid too much. Back in the day, they were barely making the money they could. So now, why should I do it? Nothing is on the line. There's no defense, intensity, or urgency. And if I'm a player, is what they're thinking, I don't want to get hurt. The season matters more, and this is just for fun. And the fans feel it immediately, if we're being honest. Basketball is a rhythm sport. If players don't care, it looks lazy. If players don't compete, it looks fake. This is why fans get mad. It's not because it's bad basketball, because it's empty basketball. So I think they should provide incentives. I'm just being honest. I think there should be something tied to some type of playoff run if you want to bring back the All-Star game. But don't fret. Just because I'm talking shit about the NBA All-Star game, and yes, it's not the same, because NBA All-Stars don't want to be in the dunk contest and some of these events, which they should bring a one-on-one tournament, maybe out, even stuff out. Every other All-Star game is failing too. This is what I don't understand. Why is the focus on them? I don't get that. I never understood that. Everything is failing. Why do they get the one? Why are they the people that have to deal with that? I don't know. So let's talk about the basketball one before we get into football, right? Another thing that's kind of killing it is overexposure killed the mystery. So if you think about back in the day, seeing stars together felt rare. Now you see them every night. You hear them on podcasts. We see them on social media. We see them working out together in the off season. So All-Star Weekend doesn't feel special anymore. It feels redundant. It just feels like the same content over and over and over. Obviously, that's what redundant means. I'm just for y'all. Hey, I got to help people out. Hey, I got to do what I got to do. It just does. There's no mystery to it. There's no air to it. When you see Kobe, you're like, damn, you really only seen Kobe. You see him on some interviews, but game nights and you don't really see him too much. So it's just nothing feels iconic anymore when you see these players. Another part I touched on, the dunk contest. Let's be honest, this is a heartbreaker for me. The dunk contest used to be the crown jewel of the weekend for me. Other than the game, this was it. Fans still compare today's attempts to Michael Jordan and Vince Carter. Now, Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon, which for me is my favorite dunk contest of all time. The craziest dunks we've ever seen. The problem isn't creativity. Look at Matt McClung. It's star power and it's commitment. Top players don't want injury, embarrassment, or social media backlash. So instead of legends, we get safe choices and fans checkouts. And we don't even get that anymore. We get G League players. Social media has definitely killed the game. We're being real. Not just only exposure, but embarrassment. People don't want to. I don't understand it. People don't want to be embarrassed because they had a bad. That's why I think held back LeBron. I'm being honest. That's what held back LeBron. He didn't want to tarnish his image. All this is image. If y'all don't understand that, this is all image. Now, the injury thing, I don't know where we're at anymore. People are getting soft tissue injuries left and right. Giannis get calf injuries, people tearing their Achilles. Like, all these injuries are new. We don't know what's going on. How are they working out? Do they want to rest during the week? We don't know. But something has to change in the dunk contest, or just take it out the fucking weekend. Put in the one-on-one tournaments. That's what we want to see. Instead of seeing 4 G Leaguers face off in a dunk contest, I want to see the top one-on-one players in the world do 1-on-1 to 3. I don't know how you set that up. I'm not going to tell you how you set that up, the challenges, how you don't overwork players, some that actually might be in the All-Star game. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. Something has to change. But let me get off on basketball, man. Let's tear towards football, though, because they don't get the same criticism, and we're about to jump into that also. So here's where the conversation is about to get uncomfortable. The NFL Pro Bowl is worse. It's worse. But nobody wants to say that. Football cannot be played casually. You can't play football at 60%. That's how ACLs tear, career ends, and seasons get ruined. So players don't get hit. They don't tackle. They don't compete. This is why the Pro Bowl is turning to flag football, skill challenges, and social media clips. It's safer, but it's not football. It's not. But they don't get the same criticism. Here's the brutal truth. The Pro Bowl was never appointment viewing. Most fans didn't watch, didn't care who won, and uses background noise. So when it gets worse, nobody protested because expectations were already low. That's what it was. They don't get the same shit. Sean Taylor was knocking punters out on returns, kickers. People were playing hard. People were trying to win. Now it's flag football. But they don't get the same thing. But they'll kill basketball. They'll kill basketball. And they're doing flag football. Think about that. Has nobody thought about that? Why is this shit so trash? Why is this not a thing that people are talking about more? I don't get it. We let a lot of shit go. And we have to stop that. We do. Because I want to see the metrics on the last 10 years, football and basketball All-Star games. I want to see it. Then I want to see this year. I didn't see this in news what was going on. I see Shedeur Sanders made in people protested at Joe Flacco. But look at the quarterbacks they got going there anyway. Those are the type of quarterbacks. I love Shedeur. He's not a Pro Bowler. He's not an All-Star. Joe Flacco's not. Think about how many quarterbacks they had to go through. People don't even take it serious. They turn it down. If that happened in the NBA, it would be a fucking tsunami of opinions everywhere. But we got to let it go because it's just football, right? They get all the hate. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So let's get into why the NBA gets all the hate. Maybe we can give you some reasons here. Let's jump into that. So the NBA sells stars, not teams, unlike the NFL. Jeff Teague, you might have used it, maybe on to something. The NBA market wants faces, personalities, and moments. So when the All-Star Weekend flops, it feels like the league's brand is slipping. Not just an event failing. And that's what they kind of want to go with. I'm just giving bullshit reasons. I don't believe this. I'm speaking for the other side. That's all I'm doing. I'm trying to help y'all with that. Shout out to the goat on the screen. NBA fans want spectacles. They want highlights, drama, viral moments. They want competition. NFL wants Sunday games, playoffs, the Super Bowl. Everything else is just filler. Expectations were higher for the NBA. Yeah. The NBA didn't just host the All-Star Weekend. They owned it. So the fall feels louder, harsher, and more personal. But let's be honest. What it really was is for people that are not in the NBA to come have a great weekend somewhere in a nice city. That's what it was. Celebrities, obviously streamers, actors, whatever now. And now these athletes can be around that. But let's be real here. The Pro Bowl's never been that. So when I hear football players argue or talk shit about NBA All-Star Weekend and your weekend has never been that, fall back. Focus on your shit. I agree that the NBA All-Star Weekend is definitely falling off. I agree. But but at the same time, we can't just shit on it and poo-poo and allow other sports to shit on it. We can't. We just can't. There has to be some type of pride in it. I mean, we look at the MLB All-Star Weekend. What do we say to that? I don't know. Who's watching that? Who's going there for the weekend? I mean, can it be fixed? I agree. It can be fixed. I definitely agree. But only if players care again. I will give that. The players need to care again. Here's some possible fixes that help me. Prize money tied to performance. Target score format. Winner gets home court or draft incentives. Fewer events. Higher quality. Let fans vote on the rules, not just players. But none of it matters if effort doesn't return. So hopefully there's another star, Wemby, that you can come in there and show some more effort than the current face of the NBA that we have now. We'll see. I don't know. But we got to get off this hate. And we got to start checking these football players and these other sports for talking shit about our weekend, because it's still the greatest all-star thing that got going in professional sports, if we're being real. So subscribe. This is Cash Cup TV. Argue with me in the comments. If I'm right, if I'm wrong, let me know, man. But this is Cash, and I'm out. Peace.